because you had to get, if I'm not mistaken, you had to get permission to be bumped up to that weight class of lightweight in order to fight, because you're in the what range of 130?
Yeah, I'm the champion at 130.
You're the world champion at 130, and he's 135. Yeah, so aren't there other fighters he could have fought within an upper weight class like Canelo? I've heard a lot of people say, why isn't he fighting Canelo rather than Roach? What's up with that?
They want that man to fight Canelo, man?
They do.
Oh, no, that's
I've
crazy.
heard a lot of people say that.
That's crazy.
Shakur Stevenson warns Gervonta "Tank" Davis to avoid a fight with Lamont Roach. Shakur Stevenson describes Gervonta as a strategic fighter who carefully selects his opponents. Stevenson notes that Tank is calculated in his choices, ensuring he fights opponents who fit his style and strengths.
I would just say good management. It depends on what your direction is. Some people do pick those fights so they all right, knockout, 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 knockout. And then next thing you know, they on the championship level. Now it's a real test.
Okay.
Now it's like, all right, you gonna show up or you just gonna sit on the pot.
Let him waste his energy, gas steam out, and then round 8, okay, it's time to go home.
When would you like to see that fight happen?
Whenever. I think that I'm ready for it, he ready for it, we both in our primes. It can happen next, it can happen next year, it can happen whenever he say, let's fight, that's when it's gonna happen.
I see you online with his coach and stuff. Like, why you doing that, bro? Why you be on there with him? You knew him from when you were younger?
I knew all they coaches. Let's see, I don't have like no real beef. Like it ain't no like, you feel me? Like however they take it, they can take it. But I don't got like no real beef with like his coaching. I knew them since back in the day. Like we got a certain relationship. Now it's like, you know, they just be, I guess, trolling and stuff. So I just troll back.
This approach, according to Stevenson, helps Tank maintain his undefeated record and dominance in the ring. Shakur Stevenson believes that a fight between him and Gervonta would be a major event in boxing. He emphasizes that it would be a huge fight, drawing significant attention from fans and the media.
Out there, he mentioned Loma, Shakur would be another guy with you. I wonder, Shakur is a quick boxer, a good guy, but do you think he would engage you enough that make it an entertaining fight? Or if you fought him, do you feel like it would be a bad fight because you'd be chasing him all night?
You know how it would go. Everybody in this room would know how it would go, you know what I mean? But I guess it'd be good for the sport if we fight now or later. Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him. Who that? The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
Y'all
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it gotta be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football. That shit.
Stevenson suggests that such a matchup would showcase the best of both fighters, making it highly anticipated. Meanwhile, Tank Davis acknowledges Shakur Stevenson's skills, recognizing him as a quick and talented boxer. However, when asked if a fight between them would be engaging, Tank's response seems less enthusiastic. He hints that the fight will happen when the time is right.
Who you looking to fight next after this fight? Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there at 130. All the champions. I got smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130.
Okay.
So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take them out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik or something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur are really... I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, they could fight. Shakur can boogie for sure.
But his uncertainty about its excitement is clear. Tank's statement, "Everyone will know when it happens," suggests he's not fully confident that the fight will be a thrilling, action-packed contest. His tone implies that he doesn't necessarily view the potential matchup as one that would create the kind of fireworks fans might expect from such a showdown. Many critics argue that the upcoming Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight
doing this fight for money, and Tank is strategically picking him because in the amateur world, you guys fought twice, right? And you lost, what, both times in the amateur fight. So are you all friends? Are y'all cordial? First, what's the relationship?
We're cordial for
You're
sure.
cordial.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
He cool to me.
He's cool to you.
Yeah.
And you haven't heard that he said anything differently?
Oh yeah, for sure.
He has?
Nah, he hasn't.
He has not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Right.
confirming that. He hasn't said
He has
anything
not said
different.
anything differently. So does it confirm people's suspicion that he purposefully picked you, not only because you're cordial, but because he believes he's gonna knock you out, get the purse, and then you walk away with a nice piece of change?
I mean, you're in the wrong game if you don't think you're gonna beat everybody. Like, anyway, but if you're saying specifically pick me because I'm gonna be an easy cakewalk,
Yeah.
everybody in the world know that's not gonna happen. I mean, like, that's not gonna happen. Him personally, he know that. I think he chose me because I am gonna be one of the better opponents that he's faced in his entire career, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
It was more like a money grab than a genuine competitive matchup. They suggest Just Tank has chosen Roach because he views him as an easy opponent, someone he can defeat without much difficulty. Roach, on the other hand, is accused of taking the fight primarily for the payday rather than for the challenge. Lamont Roach makes it clear that his upcoming fight with Tank Davis isn't motivated by money.
I'm about to show y'all something, and I want y'all to pay close attention. Tank's telling y'all he don't want to chase him around. Y'all want to see Tank knock people out. You don't want to see him chase somebody around the whole fight, because what happened when Shakur do it, when somebody chasing him around? It's boring. What's next for Tank? If anything, it's going to be Keyshawn out of them two. Keyshawn is more entertaining. Keyshawn going to stand there and throw the punches. You can look into Shakur eyes when I show y'all this, when Terrence Crawford say, look, he up next, and how he turned his head like he don't even believe in himself no more. Like, check it out, man.
What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing.
In an intense exchange, Gervonta Davis warns Lamont Roach not to bring his family into the rivalry. Roach had mentioned that his whole family is from Washington, D.C., and is deeply supportive of his boxing career.
My whole family is from D.C. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they
don't
gonna
bring
celebrate with me.
Don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
Pops.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing. On my kids, he was shaking.
Don't say, bro.
That's cap. What I about to say?
How you gonna say it's cap? And
it gotta be.
You gonna say it's cap? I'm watching them.
Gotta be.
Hey, somebody lying.
Good.
Hey.
Yeah, somebody lying.
Hey.
Somebody lying.
Hey.
Okay, Tank. He views Tank as an easy opponent, saying he will be a simple challenge for him, almost like a piece of cake. Roach emphasizes that he is the champion at 130 pounds, while Tank competes at 135 pounds. He suggests that if Tank were truly looking for a competitive fight, he could have chosen to face fighters in higher weight classes like Canelo Alvarez instead of Roach. However,
I don't know Lamont Roach, but when you look at Shakur Stevenson, when you're looking at these other fighters that he should really be fighting, he don't want to do them fights. He wants to retire. Yeah. So don't come but don't come at me. Yeah. And go, oh yeah, let's give it all, very big bollocks, and go, oh yeah, let's give him some stick, and then make out like we want the fight. And then we send an offer over, and then you fight for 15 million, and yet you fight Lamont Roach. Don't do all that. Do you know what I mean?
It was a real offer. That was true then.
It was a real offer. We offered. I said, listen, you keep talking shit. My promoter's going to get back to you in 48 hours. 50 minutes. Initial offer sent over. But was it Unquell didn't let him out to play? His boss didn't let him out. That's it. So he wants to talk about 50 million. First offer.
There was room to negotiate.
Of course there was. But he's an idiot. I don't even know if he knows what negotiating means.
Roach points out that the idea of Tank fighting Canelo is unrealistic, as Canelo fights at 168 lb, a super middleweight division, because you had to get If I'm not mistaken, you had to give permission to be bumped up to that weight class of lightweight in order to fight, because you're in a what range of 130?
Here's my take on the fight. Everything is true about this situation. One, Gervonta Tank Davis was being ducked leading up to this. Shakur Stevenson ducked him. Lomachenko ducked him openly. El Rayo didn't want to fight this year. He wanted to fight next year. Another thing is, I was hearing that Tank wanted it at 135 and rehydration, all kind of shit. So, but I don't know how true that is, which it wouldn't shock me if that was true. Either way, for whatever reason, El Rayo fell apart. The options were just getting diabolical. All right, I understand that. At the same time, Lamont Roach versus Tank is trash. If Devin Haney announced he was fighting Lamont Roach coming up from 130 next at 135, I'll say that shit's trash. Let me tell you this. To me, Gervonta is far better than Devin Haney. So it's trash, bruh. It's trash.
Yeah, I'm the champion at 130. You're the world champion at 130, and he's 135. Yeah, so aren't there other fighters he could have fought within upper weight class, like Canelo? I've heard a lot of people say, why isn't he fighting Canelo rather than Roach? What's up with that? They want that man to fight Canelo, man. They do.
Fair questions. I mean, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, of Canelo, the bar is always high. When you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, people expect a lot from you. There were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, early on, like back early, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
I just think there were, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, and so he's got his deal, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. Overall, I think 135 is his best weight. So it would take a lot for him to...
Oh, that's crazy. I've heard a lot of people say that that's crazy. Lamont Roach confidently states that he is willing to fight anyone who holds a championship title, including fighters like Shakur Stevenson.
Obviously, Tank isn't the biggest 135-pounder. Everybody fights is damn near bigger than him. I think the only person that was smaller than him was Pitbull. You know what I'm saying? And that's just in height and stature. He was, technically bigger than Tank too. But Tank is comfortable at 135, so I don't blame him for fighting that way. But he's not a big 35. I don't see why people like, oh, you brought up a smaller guy, woo-de-woo, blah, blah, blah. I mean, to me personally, I'm not stunned there. You know what I'm saying? They're going to keep saying that. They're going to keep saying that. You know what I'm saying? I fight at 130 because that's what I campaigned at. That's where I started my career. That's where I campaigned. That's why I worked my way up to a world title. And that's what I was going to do. My plan was always to move up to 35 and win another title. So it just happened a little, a little earlier than normal.
Yeah. But, I mean, you fought at 35 before.
So technically, them wasn't just 35 fights. When a boxer starting their career, they don't necessarily have to make 130 pounds because we're not in title contention or none of that. So the opponents that I was getting, the opponents that were there or were available, the opponents that were selected for me were probably bigger or they just couldn't.
He believes that stepping into the ring with a champion is the ultimate test of a fighter's abilities, and he is ready for the challenge.